All right, let's take a look at this. Season 2, Hellfire Gala, The Division Volume 5.
Frost is a formidable vanguard, a master of telepathy.
Okay, so she did end up being a tank. The leaks were real.
She can adeptly utilize her
to some extent, I guess.
And diamond abilities as a situation demands, standing at the forefront to shield her allies and obliterate her foes. And as for Ultron, stay tuned for the exciting updates in Season 2.5.
Dude, I'm excited for Ultron.
2, we will introduce the first adjustments to team up abilities.
Oh? Wait, hold on. Are these the current ones? No, these are new. Okay. We gotta take a look. Okay, this is the same. These are all the same. These are all the same. Bro, delete this one. Delete Guardian Revival. Ammo Overload. Okay, I noticed that. Wait, Dimensional Shortcut. These don't have this no longer has Psylocke and this no longer has Bucky. That's actually huge. This is actually huge. Oh, wait, is Namor dead? Chilling Charisma no longer includes Namor? Oh wait, I see him up here. He's he needs a Hulk now. Oh dude, I don't know. I think he's dead. I don't know how often you'd want, like, give or take any like nerfs or whatever or buffs that come their way. Like, as the characters stand right now, I don't know if, like, I mean, people could play Hulk, I guess, but I don't know if you're gonna want to play Hulk just for your Namor. But even then, that's assuming that the team up is similar to the Ice one. I assume it's probably just gonna be more damage. Arcane Order. Oh, new. Okay, there's a new one. There's a Scarlet and Strange combo. Cap and Bucky finally team up. That's a team up that should have just been from like the start of the game, honestly. I don't see why it wasn't a thing. Okay, then it looks like there's a new team up with Magneto, Psylocke, and Emma Frost. This is cool. This is cool. Bro, low key, I'm looking at this right here. Scarlet has a tiny place in my heart. I want her to be playable. The roadmap ahead.
Upon reflection, we believe the core mission of Marvel Rivals should always be to fulfill everyone's fantasies about Marvel superheroes.
Maybe,
but what does that?
Maybe not everybody's fantasies. Come on. There's some weird ones up. Yeah, maybe they're giving the Gooners too much fantasies.
With a new hero debuting each month.
Oh wait, hold on. What do you say about Season 3? Okay, something about new heroes?
We've decided that starting from Season 3, the seasons will shift to a 2-month format, with a new hero debuting each month.
2-month format?
Rated systems will be adjusted
but
accordingly.
I wonder, is that like the entirety of Season 3?
Before the launch of Season 3.
So like they're getting rid of the 0.5?
After thorough testing and analysis of backend data, we've identified that the current mission system design lacks clarity in guiding players on how to earn chrono tokens through gameplay. This has resulted in some active players being unable to fully claim all rewards from the Battle Pass by the end of the season. To address this issue, we are implementing weekly missions alongside the existing daily missions and challenges. While the total number of chrono tokens available will remain unchanged.
Chrono tokens are the purple ones? I guess that's why he's talking about the battle pass.
Points across daily, weekly, and challenge missions.
How are people still not completing it? That's my question.
Expectation of the chrono tokens they can earn through regular logins and gameplay.
Because he said active players.
Successfully acquire all battle pass rewards by the end of the season.
I haven't been active player since like halfway through the first half of the season.
Season 2, we're excited to announce that we will begin adding new color options for some of the more popular costumes, providing even
they're
more
doing.
opportunities.
Okay, that's cool. How much are they gonna cost though?
Allows players to gift costumes to their friends.
Okay, gifting. I still owe Earns a Spider-Man skin.
And interaction among friends within our game. For Season 2, we've made upgrades to our network protocols to enhance overall performance. Unfortunately, this means that replays from Season 0 and Season 1 will no longer be supported in the new client version. So be
Wait, replays from the first 2 seasons are not going to be supported? Wait, what did he say? Our network's protocols.
Unfortunately, this means that replays from Season 0 and Season 1 will no longer be supported in the new client version. So be sure to record your favorite videos to your local hard disk before the season begins. Thanks for your support.
I mean, it's not bad.
As player excitement continues to rise, we are preparing for future tournament plans. We aim for high-level veterans and players to showcase their skills on this stage, presenting thrilling matches for all Marvel Rivals fans. Next, let's welcome Zhiyong to share insights.
Yeah, the only thing I care about tournaments is that I get to watch them.
Balance changes for Season 2.
I ain't planning on playing no tournaments. Have I hit Eternity yet? No. I went inactive for the last half season. Maybe next season. New team-ups. Okay, I mean, I could have been patient, but...
As the team-up anchor, allowing Psylocke and Magneto to call on the White Queen's psionic abilities to create illusory projections. At the heart of this pairing, Doctor Strange shares.
Wait, what does that do though? Hold on.
Scarlet Witch.
Let's go back real quick. So do they go invisible? Meta projection. It looks like they just go invisible. They get a clone too? Interesting.
Create illusory projections.
And then they just start shooting at people.
Pairing, Doctor Strange shares his arcane mastery with Scarlet Witch,
Wait.
imbuing her chaos energy.
Oh, that goes hard. Wait, I actually like that. That goes crazy for Scarlet Witch.
Grateful camaraderie inspire Winter Soldier to lift her world's allies at critical moments and dish out a relentless counterattack.
Okay, the Bucky team up is pretty.
In our quest
I mean,
to keep the tactical landscape
doesn't look that great.
and prevent any one hero from being in an overabundance of team-up abilities or total the number of team-ups from ballooning too quickly, we are streamlining some of our existing ones, including removing some team-up abilities altogether and removing or adding members. Here's what's changing. Metallic Chaos and Voltaic Union will be completely removed from the game. Psylocke will be removed from Dimensional Shortcuts. Winter Soldier will no longer be part of Ammo Overload. Namor is being removed from sharing Charisma. Doctor Strange is stepping back from Gamma Charge, while Namor will be joining the party, complete with the ability to summon Gamma Supercharged monster spawns.
Okay. So yeah, this is what we were looking at earlier in the big list. So this is basically nothing. Honestly, Psylocke got a buff with her new team up. I would say that new team up looks crazy. Like if that copy does like direct, like if the Emma Frost copy does like the exact moves that are performed by the Psylocke, like the Psylocke just gets an easier one-shot combo if she like sneaks behind somebody, right? Like I feel like the burst damage, like her burst damage just becomes crazy. Ammo overload, yeah, I mean getting rid of one of them was definitely worth it. I think that's like a good choice to get rid of either Punisher or Bucky from the ammo overload. Having both of them is a little nuts since both characters benefit off the one team up thing that the rocket drops, so it's not like you can give one or the other the team up. I don't know. It was a little too... I felt like it was a little too out there. And it's kind of the same way I feel with having Namor and Iron Man both getting the Gamma charge. And even when Strange was here too, having Hulk give two people extra damage also felt weird to me personally. In this case, I don't think it's too crazy because of the fact that they nerfed Iron Man's damage relatively decently. So it's not as prevalent, but still. And this one is just... I mean... Killing charisma is fine, I think.
Complete with the ability to
let DPS Jeff be. I was once eating as Doctor Strange, now I'm famished. Dude, how does it feel that if Scarlet Witch doesn't get buff, picking Strange is now going to be bait so that you can get a Scarlet Witch on your team? You're gonna pop Doctor Strange and people are gonna do the thing that Spider-Man players do when they see a Venom. Oh, I can play I can play Scarlet now. It's over. It's over, buddy. Better start learning a new character.
As Season 1.5 comes to a close, our analysis backed by community feedback, epic battles from top-tier players, and hard data reveals that our roster and lineup choices have remained dynamic and diverse. Consider the strength of shields combined
You can
with
play
the
Emma Frost now.
power of Groot and the Thing in the triple Vanguard lineup. With Magneto's damage and up, this setup gains increased initiative on flanks and enhanced pressure capabilities. Moreover, a pair of control-driven ultimates abilities synergizing with Magneto's out against standard double strategies lineups can deliver staggering burst damage, overriding enemy healing and securing a pinpoint KO. Then there's the dynamic pairing of Groot and Winter Soldier,
Okay.
where every move counts. Whether Winter Soldier's mechanical arm reels enforce for Groot's rapid wall barricade to cut off enemy vision and healing, or Groot unleashing his ultimate
Just-
while the Winter
dude,
Soldier
chop-
applies the splash damage
Chop
from
Groot
his
Wall's
own
HP from
weapon
half,
to
bro.
rapidly chip away a health, before finishing off enemies with his own ultimate ability. These synergies are as visually mesmerizing as effective. Not to mention our classic pairings, Hela and Loki, Adam Warlock and Star-Lord Mantis, and Hawk and Doctor Strange, each of which continues to prove their competitive might. This is exactly the kind of diverse and dynamic roster we love to see, and we are committed to preserving each hero's unique flavor and potential.
Preserving?
Have been struggling to find their place in the broader battlefield.
Buff magic.
Such as Penny Parker, Scarlet Witch, Mr. Fantastic, Black Widow, Rocket Raccoon, and the lovable Jeff.
Don't buff Rocket Raccoon.
Penny Parker will receive a buff.
Let's go, Penny
While
buff.
Captain America, now a new team-up anchor, steps up his competitive edge.
I don't like
Meanwhile,
that, though.
Doctor Strange will see a slight nerf to his
How are you nerfing Strange again? There's no way you're nerfing Strange again, dude.
offensive power, offset by improved survivability.
Okay, improved survivability is a little
Expects
decent, I
Scarlet
guess.
Witch and Winter Soldier to debut brand new aggressive team-up abilities, accompanied by buffs to heroes like Mr. Fantastic and Moon Knight.
Fantastic and Moon Knight
Finally,
buff? Okay.
strategists. We are set to enhance Rocket Raccoon's team utility. At the same time, to prevent battles from dragging on courtesy of Loki's regeneration domain.
Okay, that's
and
good.
Adam
This is good.
Warlock's
I like
Soulbound.
this. Ranked adjustments though. This is what I'm looking forward to the most. I know Ernst mentioned a little bit of what was changing.
When Season 2.0
in our
launches,
DMs.
We are shaking up competitive play by
Thank you for the link.
setting ranks. Based on your Season 1.5 standings, each player will drop 9 divisions.
Oh, 9
For
divisions.
If you ended Season 1.5 at Diamond 1, you will start your Season 2.0 journey at Silver 1. Coin
Dude, that's a larger drop, right? That's a larger drop than before? It's large. Oh, it's definitely needed. 100% needed. All right.
coinciding with the season update and with the increase in maps, we will be rotating maps to keep the battlegrounds fresh.
Map
For Season
rotation? I don't like
2.0,
that.
Hellfire Gala Krakoa will enter the
Okay,
competitive
Krakoa. I like
Yakuza
Krakoa. I
Realm
wanted Krakoa as a
Paris
map.
And Tokyo 2099 Shun Shibuya will be retired from ranked play.
Yggdrasil Domination? Okay, I don't like Yggdrasil Domination. And Tokyo 99, why couldn't it have been the Spider Islands one? Dude, this, I don't like this map as much anyway, so I don't mind this. Should have been this one, not this one.
In Tokyo 2099 Shun Shibuya will be retired from ranked
I like
play.
Shin Shibuya.
Tournaments will use the same map rotation as the competitive, but quick match and custom games will still feature every map, no rotation there. We've listened to your feedback about competitive play, and here's how we are leveling up the experience.
Okay.
First, we are raising the minimum level requirement for competitive to give new players more time to truly master the basics before stepping
think my
up
Smurf
to the
should be
big
fine.
leagues. Also, Pick and ban will now come into play starting from Gold 3.
Wait, that's huge actually. Pick and ban at gold, I think is massive.
Rather than Diamond tier.
Pick and ban at gold is pretty good.
Players from Eternity or one above all, only dual queuing will be allowed. Finally, you all know that
Okay,
the
dual
score
queuing
per competitive
at Eternity and
match
one above all is
determined
good.
By both the outcome and your individual performance. With the launch of Season 2.0, we will be increasing the weight of individual performances. The better you perform, the more points you will earn in victory, and the fewer points you will lose in defeat.
I wonder, see, performance-based is like, okay, but like, I really wonder what the metrics are going to be for it, right? Because I feel like the problem that has always existed with performance-based rewards has always been like certain roles get kind of shafted. So like, surely there's going to be their own metrics and all that, but I feel like, yeah, hopefully they implement it right. And bro, just fucking just do placements. I mean, I think Season 2 sounds pretty fire. I think the rank changes could have been better. I think should have introduced placements. I will say pick and ban at Gold 3, banger. Pick and ban at Gold 3 is fire. I don't know how I feel about the performance-based stuff. And then, like, the level requirement is cool. Another 5 levels, you just make somebody play an extra, like, hour or 2 or whatever. I don't think they're killing smurfing with what they're doing so far. All it is just the smurfs are gonna climb faster. The thing about smurfing, right, is the players who smurf and stick around in low ranks, they're doing it on purpose. So one way or another, they will guarantee that they're stuck there. Sure, they'll have to throw a few games, but let's be real, it's so easy to throw games and make it seem like you're not throwing. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's the people that are stuck like low elo and then just like go, these smurfs are like purposefully here ruining my games because they can't win games in their main elo. It's like, that's not necessarily how that's gonna work. I guarantee you, if a smurf actually wants to win a game, unless they're a plat player smurfing in gold, that's a fucking alt account, bro. You're in the same elo. Like, let's be fucking real. That's not a smurf. But, you know, if it's like a celestial GM and up player, you know, it's like sure, that player is gonna be able to win games if they really want to and lose games if they really want to. That's just the nature of smurfing. But I mean, shit, it's gonna make people who do, you know, bronze to GM challenges much faster. So congrats to those guys. Shit, I might have to start doing them. But yeah, let's take a look at the patch notes. Actually, before we do that, I want to see the Emma Frost reveal. Let's take a look at this.
The White Queen's reign begins. You deserve that, dear.
Okay. Wait, what was that? Is that double damage for hitting both?
You deserve that, dear. Mind crush.
That's kind of fire. Okay, drops a shield. Real Sigma-like.
Beneath me. Impervious.
Wait, just becoming... just going diamond form and going straight fisticuffs is based, bro. She chokes you out, bro. Oh my god, me when...
That's White Queen mind con.
Is this literally like is this fucking Gooner mind control? Is,
That's White Queen.
is this fucking Gunnar mind control, bro? Is that what that does?
That's White Queen mind control.
Okay, so it looks like it has to hit a certain amount of times before it fully controls them. Like if you look at this, right? Look at this little mark here. It's like they're edging. And then they like go full goon.
That's White Queen mind control.
Yeah, the jiggle physics. You fucking gooners. This character's based. Honestly, the abilities look sick. This ulti looks interesting. I don't know how useful it's actually gonna be. I have a feeling this is like a thing you're gonna be able to just block. Where's the this ability seems really cool though.
Mind drop. How embarrassing.
Damn, dude, her E straight combos into the kick too. That's fire. I do wonder like the practicality of it, but hey man, that's White Queen mind control. All right, let's take a look at these patch notes. Marvel Rivals version 202504111 balance post season 2 begins 2025-04-04. Vanguard. Captain America. Steve will go under some adjustments to his survivability, leading to a slight decrease in his overall resilience. Okay, so they're making him easier to kill. And why is he getting nerfed? This doesn't make much sense. Yeah, but even if he's an anchor, I don't know. Like, I don't think Captain America really needs to be nerfed. If they want to nerf him for the sake of the anchor, this is such a negligible nerf, I think. Doctor Strange. Sorcerer Supreme will see a reduction in his offensive capabilities, limiting his battlefield control. Decreases daggers damage projectile from 18 to 16. Reduces match conversion ratio of dark magic to damage from 3 to 1.12. So this is just negative damage, and then this is the like the charge up, right? So he'll get it a little slower. But what happened to buffing his survivability? Didn't they say they were gonna reduce his offensive abilities while increasing his survivability? Am I insane? Isn't that what they said? Okay. All right, the new team ups. Right. I don't like that. I don't necessarily like the team ups being the buff. That's not the coolest thing. All right, let's go to the Hulk. The Green Goliath will boast enhanced maneuverability and improved survivability upon entering combat. Increased base movement speed. That's kind of cool, I guess. Reduce the cooldown time for indestructible guard. So that's his bubble, right? So his bubble's going to be up a little bit more. Decrease minimum charge time for internal. Okay, so the jump is going to max out faster. That's cool. I like this. Personally, I always thought Hulk's movement was relatively clunky. So I kind of like this. Magneto, the Master of Magnetism, will experience a slight decrease in the frequency of his ultimate ability. Okay, I wonder how this will impact being able to time it with support ults from 31 to 34. The biggest thing about the Magneto is just being able to match big ults like supports or the big DPS ult from like a Star-Lord or a Punisher or something like that. So I do wonder how this is going to affect the overall timing of things, which is pretty cool. Penny Parker. Penny will receive enhancements to her primary attack damage efficiency and the boost to her survivability and combat capabilities. Okay, so Cyberweb Cluster now has a chance to crit. Reduce movement speed penalty when firing a web cluster from 40% to 20%. Interesting. Okay. This RNG crits is funny, that's for sure. And then they made her tankier. I like that. I like that they made her tankier. That's cool. She died way too fast. Will that make her insane? Probably not. I don't think these are like the craziest buffs. The survivability is gonna make Penny really annoying though, especially like flanking Penny. Now you're gonna have like a 750 flanker, which is hilarious. I do think Penny will still be niche though. All right, the ever-loving blue-white thing will see a slight reduction in his damage reduction effect. Decrease embattled leaps damage reduction effect for himself and teammates from 30% to 25. Okay, that's cool. That's good. That's good. Low key, I think they could nerf the leap range a little bit. Nerf it just a little bit, because the thing can just leap from halfway across the map to you. It's fucking insane. But I think this is a pretty decent start. Making the survivability a little lower makes finishing him off just that much easier, even if he manages to jump away. It happens a lot. So that's not too bad. 5% is a pretty decent number. Thor, the mighty Thor will receive an increase in survivability. This is just making up for the fact that he's no longer an anchor, I guess. Increased base movement speed. I like movement speed buffs on tanks. That's nice. Overall, the tanks changes weren't too crazy. I think they all just seem pretty. They're all pretty mid. Yeah, like I think like I'm not thinking about the team up stuff right now. I'm looking at these specifically, but yeah, like just this stuff in particular, I don't think is super crazy. I don't see a reason to continue to nerf Doctor Strange personally. It be how it be. I do like I think this is just gonna make the character feel better. The bubble being up 10 seconds instead of 12 is pretty huge though. I feel like the bubble is always up anyway when I'm playing against the Hulk, so this is probably gonna be a little bit more annoying. And then this has the potential of being huge depending on how fast this ends up being. But like I think the just Magneto being a big counter to a lot of things, reduce it with that ultimate ability specifically, increasing the energy cost makes a lot of sense here. So we'll just have to see how this ends up being. But he also has 2 new team ups, so who knows if that'll even matter, if that'll change his playability. I don't think that'll really change his playability at all, though. I think like Magneto's kit is just way too good. All right, Duelist. Black Widow. Natasha's receiving optimizations to her shooting experience. Added a new effect where Black Widow can directly shoot after releasing the second kick of Edge Dancer and after using Electroplasm Explosion. Bro, stop being cowards. Just actually buff this character. What is this shit? This is such a zero like change. What the fuck? Alright, Hawkeye, we're improving Click's mobility while drawing his bow, enhancing his combat abilities, and increasing the threat of his ultimate ability. I don't think you need to increase the threat of his ultimate ability personally, but okay. Reduce the slow effect while charging the bow from 30% to 20%. I think that's pretty huge, honestly. Increase both instances of damage for hypersonic arrow from 50 to 55. I don't remember. I don't know the name of the. Oh, right. That's the thing that makes him that like brings down flyers. Okay. I didn't realize that did 2 instances of damage. Decrease energy cost for Hunter's Sight. People were already using the ulti like if it was a fucking machine gun, just spam clicking. You don't need to do this again. You don't need to make it even easier. This is insane though. From 37 to 31? From 37 to 31 is pretty huge. This is a massive buff. Especially since like a lot more people are utilizing the one shot with the explosive arrows on his ult too. So it's like you don't even need the second part realistically, but having the ulti up more often is shit, dude. It might be a bow meta, dude. The gods of death will see a reduction in mobility. Let's go. We like to see that. While slightly enhancing her offensive power. We don't like to see that. We don't like to see that second part. Increasing the cooldown time for Astro Flock from 12 seconds to 15 seconds. That's fine. Okay, that's cool. Makes it a little longer before she gets her bird back. Increases spell field damage of Piercing Knight. That's her, the multiple blade thing, right? I mean, this is 5 damages, whatever, I think. Decrease cooldown time from Soul Drainer from 12 seconds to 10 seconds. Wait, is this her orb thing that she shoots? This is a little... I don't like this. I don't like that. If that's what that is, I don't like that. Human Torch. Johnny's attack feedback and survivability are being improved to enhance his impact across various combat scenarios. Reduce the attack interval for Fire Cluster from 0.6 seconds to 0.5 seconds. The launch timing of the primary attack projectile has been advanced. Okay, so he can left click more often. Increase the cooldown of Flaming Meteor from 12 to 15. But add a new effect. After releasing Flaming Meteor, immediately gain 75 bonus health. Oh, I like this. I really like that. Just makes committing to the slam a lot safer. That's cool. Iron Man is seeing some improvements with his mid-range combat effectiveness. Okay, slightly reduce Iron Man's hitbox size. That's fucking annoying. New feature. Gain 100 bonus health activating Armor Overdrive or Gamma Overdrive that will start to fall off 5 seconds later at the rate of 30 per second. This is cool. I think this will definitely help in moments where pop the beam or something and then go into your E to get some extra bonus health. That way you don't... Because realistically, if you pop your E, the Armor Overdrive in the middle of like a fight and you're already taking damage, that 100 HP is no longer going to be there, but it is a nice buffer to get you through the animation if you're in a situation where you have to activate it late or something. So that seems cool. Iron Fist. Lingwei will see an increase in his combat effectiveness against vanguards, slight improvement to his mobility, and slight reduction to his survivability when first entering the battlefield. Reduce the bonus max health gained from Harmony Recovery from 150 to 100, but slow the fall off rate of that health from 25 per second to 15 per second. Okay. Lower fixed damage from 10 to 9, but increase the percentage damage of enemies' max health per strike. I don't like that they're trying to make Iron Fist like a tank killer. I'm not the biggest fan of that. The buff to the cooldown on the kick though is pretty crazy. 2 seconds is nuts. Yeah, I don't really like that your current options for like percent, max health damage are 2 melee characters. I don't know. I don't like I really don't like the changes of increasing his effectiveness against vanguards. I'm not a big fan of that. Mr. Fantastic. We're enhancing Reed's capabilities while making some balance adjustments to his ultimate energy charge rate, adding additional controllability, and optimizing the release experience of his ultimate ability. Increased base health. Okay, so he's a little closer to being a off tank than he originally was. Boost the damage of Stretch Punch from 60 to 65 and from 75 to 80 while in inflated state. Okay, that's actually a pretty big buff. Flexible elongation. You affect enemies within range now suffer a 35% slow effect. Reduce flexible elongation cooldown from 10. Oh, that's a massive slow. Reduce the elasticity gained from Elastic Strength passive ability from 30 to 20, while the elasticity provided by Stretch Punch is increased from 5 to 8. After entering the inflated state, the bonus health provided for self has been reduced. Less bonus health in the inflated state, but it doesn't really matter because you've gone up 25 HP from base, right? Or, I mean, I guess you overall cap out at 400 instead of 450, I guess. I mean, it doesn't... I don't know. Maybe I read that wrong. New feature. When Mr. Fantastic uses Brainiac Bounce, immediately gain bonus health equal to that gained when entering inflated state. I'm not sure how much I like this, because this almost makes the ulti more brain dead proof. Now you could just pop the ulti and gain a bunch of health. It's just so much safer now, which, I mean, it's cool for Mr. Fantastic players, but I don't think Fantastic players should be rewarded with bonus health for doing a bad ulti. In the same way that, like, even, I was saying kind of similar thing here with Iron Man, where this is like a relatively cool one, but you know, this almost instantly, I would say instantly, this 100 bonus health on Iron Man will probably go away by the time you activate the overdrive, so you can just basically kill him right after. It's just that he has a slightly better chance. Fucking Mr. Fantastic gains bonus health equal to that of the gain, like, just goes, he like shoots up because the inflated state gives him a lot more HP than, yeah, it's just so much more HP. So yeah, this is definitely going to be an interesting thing, but we'll see how that goes. We're optimizing Mark's Moonblade projectile bounce feedback while improving maneuverability, ultimate ability, and survivability. So let's see what Moon Knight got. Increased Crescent Dark projectile speed. Okay. Moonblade new effect. Gain 25 bonus health with each enemy hit, up to a max of 100. 3 seconds after the bonus health stops. 3 seconds after the bonus health stops increasing, it will start to fall off at a rate of 20 per second. So that's a really fast rate actually for the drop off. I don't know how. I don't know. I don't know how good that's actually gonna end up being. Speed up Moonlight Hook pull startup time. Okay, this is good. This is good. The hook pull up time was like so bad. It made this character feel so clunky. Okay, extend the duration from, let's see, extend the duration of Hand of Khonshu ultimate ability from 3.5 seconds to 4.5 seconds, and increase the number of talents generated during this period from 14 to 18. Additionally, the fall speed of talents has been slightly enhanced. A new damage fall-off mechanic for the spell field has been added, beginning at 1.5 meters from the center and reaching a maximum reduction of 70% at 5 meters. Yeah, I wish I understood what the hell this meant. No. So now, I mean, realistically, it just seems like you only really die if you're caught in the middle. These don't seem too crazy. I mean, the projectile speed is cool. I like the hook thing, but these two don't seem like much of anything, realistically. All right, Scarlet Witch. We're reducing Wanda's survivability, but increasing her threat level against strategists and duelists while optimizing her ultimate ability release experience. Okay, so remove chaos control percentage damage while increasing fixed damage from 60 to 80%. I think this is fine. I mean, it makes it a little difficult against like tanks, I guess, but whatever, dude. I don't like, if I'm looking at Scarlet Witch and she's fucking tickling my tanks, it's like, or tickling the tanks is just like, I don't want to see that anyway. Increase the Chthonian Bolt's projectile damage from 35 to 40 and spellfield damage from 35 to 40. Okay, overall damage increase. Increases the cooldown of Mystic Projection from 8 seconds to 10 seconds. Reduce the phase state time from 2 seconds to 1.5 seconds. So this is an overall nerf, right? Okay, so she's not, okay. Rework the slow effect of reality erasure to start at 1.5 seconds instead of starting immediately, with a linear increase to a 35% slow over 3.5 seconds. Interesting. I'm actually interested in playing Scarlet Witch after the changes. I want to see how it ends up going. Scarlet Witch is cool. She's just so bad. But I really liked playing her. I really liked playing her in the beta. Star-Lord, we're reducing Peter's damage output and the efficiency of his ulti ability charge rate. Reduce blaster barrage damage from 80 per second to 75. Introduced a new damage range fall off. That's good. Starting at 4 meters and maxing out at 80% reduction at 8 meters. All right. I mean, this is not too bad, I guess. I think they should have just nerfed the team up, but it's all good. Winter Soldier. We're lowering Bucky's threat level against Vanguards and reducing the margin for error in his ultimate ability. Increases the cooldown time for Bionic Hook. Okay, that's good. Reduce the base damage of Kraken Impact from 100 to 80, but lower the culling threshold from 20% of maximum health to 15. So lower execute range and lower overall base damage. Let's see, Wolverine. Turn off the ability to ban this character. When tuning Logan's range acquisition, returning Logan's range acquisition rate and slightly lowering his control intensity over enemies. Increase range gained from Savage Claw hits from 7 to 10. Bro, why are you buffing that? while rage gain from Berserker Claw Strike has been decreased from 7 to 5. Okay, I guess. Reduce rage gained from Feral Leap from 20 to 10. All right. And from Vicious Rampage from 20 to 15. However, range gained from taking damage has been increased. Reduce the time an enemy is knocked down after impact from Last Stand from 1.1 second to 7. Okay, so they get up a little faster. This is an interesting change. I do wonder how this will affect his overall damage, because it just makes timings different, I feel like. But I do wonder. I wonder how this is gonna feel in practice. Like, this is the change I'm mainly interested about. This is kind of whatever, but I mean, it can make a difference. Like, a Strange getting up slightly earlier or a Magneto getting up slightly earlier is pretty big. A slight change in how soon they can activate their survivability. So we'll see how this goes. Like, this isn't gonna save a Groot from getting kidnapped, but this is definitely an interesting change. These range changes are definitely interesting. Let's go Strategist to Adam Warlock. So we're slightly reducing the frequency of Adam's abilities and adjusting the healing provided by his ultimate ability after reviving. Okay, so increasing the cooldown. Dude, this is... Oh my god, the solo queue Adam Warlocks are in shambles, bro. 40 seconds is so long. Oh my god. Deserved. Fucking deserved. Fuck that ability. Karmic Revival now restores 30% of Fallen's maximum HP instead of a fixed 100 health. This I like. I really like this change. Percentage health instead of a flat health is so much better. That is so much better. I like this. I like this change a lot. Now, is 30 the right number? That is you know, yet to be seen. That we'll have to see how that ends up working out. But I do like that they went with percentage based instead of just a fixed flat number. I like that. Right. Cloak and Dagger. We're optimizing the logic of this dynamic duo's ultimate ability. After activating Eternal Bond, the duration of the first 3 healing zones will no longer be calculated separately. Instead, they will remain active until the duration of the final healing zone ends, at which point it will be removed together. I don't like this. I kind of liked how it worked right now. I kind of liked how it worked currently, but I don't know. Invisible Woman. We'll be fine-tuning Susan's protective abilities to create a more strategic gameplay experience. Decrease the shield value of Guardian Shield from 300 to 250. That's a fine nerf, I think. I don't think that's too crazy of a nerf. All this is going to do is just make Invisible Women's have their shield a lot more often, which I think is an overall good thing. So it's just adding a little bit more resource management to the Invisible Woman players. Okay, so let's look at Loki. To balance Loki's influence in matches, we're making a small adjustment to the frequency of one of his key abilities. Increases regeneration domain cooldown from 25 seconds to 30 seconds. This is five whole seconds is pretty big. The cooldown is already relatively long, I feel. But this is well deserved, honestly. This is definitely well deserved. With the survivability of everybody, 25 seconds realistically was nothing anyway. So even though 25 seconds can be a long time, with how long everybody survives, current in just current meta, it doesn't really matter in the long run. Mantis, to emphasize strategy over speed, we're modifying Mantis's health and buff mechanics. Reduced base health from 275 to 250. I can one-shot Mantis! Effects of Healing Flower and Allied Inspiration can be stacked up to a maximum of 16 seconds. Oh my, wait, I like this. As a Mantis player, I like this shit. I like this. Let's go, dude. I like this. I really like this. I like the stacking. Shit, I might play more Mantis again. Rocket Raccoon. Rocket Raccoon's healing abilities will see some adjustments to enhance team survivability while balancing his mobility. Let's see. Decreases the healing area of repair mode spheres from 70... Wait, what? The healing area? From 70 health to 50 health. but added a new effect of one-time healing of 55 health to allies hit. Projectile speed reduction increased from 4.5 to 7. So if I'm reading this right, you're going to get a burst of 55 health healing on top of the per second heals. Okay. And then this is going to be per allies hit. So does this mean, because if I'm understanding it right now, right? If I'm understanding it right now, the orb can only attach itself to one person, right? Or do I misunderstand the way the rocket orb works? But with this, it can now hit more than one? Because it says allies hit. Can one orb heal multiple people for 55 and then only one person for 50? Or am I reading too into it? Like, am I just reading too much into this? Yeah, it might just be reading comprehension difference. That'd be interesting to see how that actually ends up working. That'd be cool though, because I think that I think giving a one-time heal to all the allies that the orbs hit, but then like a lower heal to the one guy that it sticks to is kind of cool. But yeah, I would assume that it's probably just going to be one person, and by allies hit, it just means, you know, like you're going to be hitting multiple people with your orbs anyway, so like allies in that way rather than one orb can hit multiple people. Anyway, extend the cooldown of jetpack dash from 6 seconds to 10 seconds. Thank fuck. And reduce the dash distance. I'm killing myself a rat, boys. Oh my god. I like that. Don't make them easier to kill. Let's go. Rat's back on the menu. Okay, reduce the CY@ sign damage boost from 40% to... This new effect better be busted, because that is such an insane drop. But add a new effect. During the ability's duration, linked allies will receive an additional 100 bonus health points per second, capping at 150. After breaking the link, this bonus starts to fall off after 1 second at a rate of 75 per second. Additionally, increase the energy cost from 3,700 to 4,000. I like the idea here. I think it breaks instantly because 1, rocket players don't know where to place their ulti, and then 2, the people who play around rocket ulti never actually do. They just run out of range. like they just, every time I see a rocket ulti go down, it's behind everyone, and then everybody who's affected by it just runs out of the circle. But this is interesting. I think this is going to be a situation where these numbers are definitely going to get adjusted. So like I think these numbers are definitely going to get adjusted to some extent. I would imagine they maybe buff this, or they maybe reduce like they reduce the fall off, so there's a little bit more survivability eventually. Making it 4K though is a little crazy, but I don't know. I do think this is a very good alternative to giving rocket players a pseudo defensive ulti, to where they no longer necessarily get flamed at for not having a team-wide healing ulti, and it's no longer necessarily troll to hear "enjoy the amplifier" as your team is getting ran down. So this is a buff for the sake of rocket players' mental health, more so than I think the character. But this is interesting. This is definitely an interesting buff overall. I do wonder, does this mean 25%? Yeah, I was just about to say, like, I do wonder if this nerf to the damage boosts affects the support ults that it can kill through. Yeah, I wonder how the math is going to work out for those combos. I do think their goal would be to stop that from happening, though, like one-shotting through support ults. But who knows? We'll see where this ends up going. That's cool. I like that. I like that change to the ultimate. That is a interesting change. I am excited to see how that ends up working out. Honestly, I think the patch notes are sick. So far for all the characters. I'll get to the team ups in a bit. Arcane Order, Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch, the mystical duo, is set to enhance their powers. All right, so Doctor Strange is going to get an extra 100 HP. That makes things up, I guess, for his HP, but still. Scarlet Witch unlocks a new ability. That's the thing we saw in the video, where it's like a machine gun burst, which is cool. I do wonder how this is going to end up playing out. So, that'll be sick. Stars Aligned, Captain America, Winter Soldier, a classic partnership. I think this is probably going to be the worst team up out of them, out of all of them. He's getting HP and a damage boost. That's interesting. And then Winter Soldier unlocks a slam impact. That's whatever. Yeah, I think this is probably just going to be a pretty bad team up. I'm interested to see how the Emma Frost team up works out for Psylocke specifically. Extra HP for Emma Frost. I do wonder if Magneto getting the clone, if the clone also charges his ulti. So like I wonder if using the clone will make up for the energy increase on his ulti. And then the Psylocke stuff is going to be interesting. I do wonder how the one-shots are going to end up working out for her. Because I do feel like that opens up a lot of damage for Psylocke if the, popping the clones and whatnot is intuitive. So adjusted or removed. I like that they removed Winter Soldier from the ammo overload. I like that a lot. All right, so chilling charisma. Taking Luna Snow away from Namor is definitely going to be interesting. I do wonder how that's going to end up for the Namor players. I think removing Psylocke from the Magic team up is fucking negligible, honestly. The Gamma Charge, this will be... I wish there was more details as to what Namor actually gets. They're probably just going to be stronger squids as opposed to a slow, but yeah, it's probably just going to be damage, right? Metallic Chaos is gone, and then Voltaic Union is gone. Honestly, some very interesting changes. I'm pretty excited for Season 2. There's a lot of stuff I want to try. I think, honestly, last season and the mid-season stuff, I wasn't, interested in a lot of the new stuff that came through outside of Invisible Woman, but I am interested to try a bunch of stuff. I want to see how the Adam Warlock stuff feels. I want to see how the Mantis stuff feels. I honestly want to see even how Rocket Raccoon feels. The Scarlet Witch combo seems cool. Lots of stuff seems interesting. Human Torch stuff seems cool too. I like using the slam a lot. Pretty interesting patch notes overall. I likes it a lot. I likes it. By the way, gamers, if you haven't, please subscribe. Subscribe to this channel if you like Marvel Rivals stuff. I have a second channel for more variety content. It's got a banger of a Monster Hunter video live right now. You can go check that out. I'd really appreciate the support there. Also, please feel free to support me on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Ogeul, Ogeul. Hope to see you guys there. More content's on the way, I promise. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one.